We are at Nesmith Park, literally just several miles away from my house. Right now is the perfect time to come out. It's really, the temperatures are now starting to kick up, and this season just always reminds me of California. I don't know why I'm always thinking of California, but I definitely miss it. I just finished a solid 2-hour skateboarding session, and it got me thinking, and it got me reflecting on my past and everything I've done that led me to this point. Now, the reason why I feel the way I do about skateboarding is that it has shown me such a vast amount of knowledge that no other subject that I've learned has shown me. Like, it even surpasses my school curriculums, just because they're so focused on lectures and that way of teaching versus teaching with, teaching hands-on. I remember when I was trying to do a particular trick, and I was there for a solid, I'd say like 4 or 5 hours, every single day for the past 7 years. Every single day learning this particular trick. I couldn't see the results coming out, but I knew that if I got it, it would just blow my mind. What I'm trying to get to is that the experience of skateboarding taught me persistence. It taught me to really oversee my progress, to oversee my failures, even my self-doubt, and not to try to focus on one particular thing. I noticed that if I focus too much on my success, I become a little arrogant, and I start to dwindle in my progress. If I focus too much on my failures, I tend to give up a lot faster. The second thing that it showed me is the amount of willpower that I was able to harness. Now, granted, you may not know in great detail as to what a skateboarder goes through, but a skateboarder basically goes through a whole array of emotions. When you're learning a particular trick, you go through frustration, you go through anger, you go through fear, you go through happiness once you land it, you go through desperation even. After hours and hours of trying and attempting, walking away empty-handed, it's such a great loss. It almost seems as though there's no point in continuing on. But there are a select few of people in this world who have that capacity to continue forth because they truly feel that they're meant to do this. Like, there's no choice but to succeed. And for me, I learned it at such an early age that it's just second nature to me. And I was able to apply all these lessons that I had received through my years in skating and apply it to my business and apply it to any other endeavor that I want to get into, Anyway, I'm starting to rant, but the main purpose of this video is to show my appreciation to my childhood hobbies and my childhood fantasies of becoming a professional skateboarder, or just to be good at skateboarding. It taught me more than anyone would have been able to, at least in my perspective. I'm a hands-on type of guy, and so if I can't see it, feel it, touch it, interact with it, it would be twice as challenging for me to be able to absorb that information. I say every 5 years I go through a phase where I feel like it's not really worth pursuing anymore. Whoa, gosh, hella bright. Mainly because I am always overthinking everything. And when I do, I start to go into that self-doubt mode. And at that point, I start to question my own motives. And it's not until I start surrounding myself with fellow skateboarders and people who are above my realm of thinking in terms of tricks and in terms of level of skill. Once I start surrounding myself with people like them, it goes away instantly. And I start to remember why I started skating in the first place, because it's fun. If it's not something that you enjoy doing, you're not gonna last in that endeavor. There will be times when there's not gonna be enough money, and say all your money is going into this one particular business that you have, and then you'll barely have enough money to pay for the bills and to pay for your food on the table. And you'll start questioning, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? And when you start reminding yourself as to what your end goal is, it'll just dissipate. It may not dissipate as fast as you would like to, but you'll start to remember why you started it in the first place. Now, it's safe to say, in my experience, that if you attack something, if you persistently go for something long enough with the same amount of energy or even more energy than before, you just keep at it, regardless of how many times you fall, how many times you've failed, something will manifest. A result's gonna happen, and most likely that result will end up in your favor. And I can vouch for that because, for example, in skateboarding and even through life, like for example, all the tricks that I've learned, and I have quite a big selection of tricks that I can do, all of them have a commonality when it comes to learning them and to try to memorize them, is that you're persistent. You're constantly working that trick every single day, even if it's just for an hour, even if it's just one try every single day. At least you're putting in something. It's better to put in something than to put in nothing, you know. You don't want any of that wishful thinking happening here. There is a common theme when it comes to learning something. As long as you attack it, continuously trying to figure it out from different angles or what have you, you're bound for success. And don't let anybody tell you different, because when they express their concerns to you, they're imposing their belief structure on you. They're imposing their fears, they're imposing their limitations on you. That's why, if you've noticed, there are a lot of people who are migrating from, say, all over the world to the United States, and they have no knowledge of, say, what to do to try to make it big or to try to become successful in life. And with the lack of understanding, they also have a lack in limitations, meaning that for the average Joe Schmo or the average Jane, they know, oh, not to do this. They know more of the rules when it comes to our society. But someone who has come in, say from overseas or from another country or whatnot, and they try to figure out, they're not limited by their thinking. They are propelled by it. So I know I've ranted on for quite a while, and right now I'm just gonna start enjoying the view here, because man, it is a great day, and days like this are rare enough here in this part of the world. So that about does it for this video. If you guys like this episode, please let me know by clicking that like button. If you have any thoughts, questions, or comments, please leave it down in the comment section below. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate you all. And if you'd like to learn a little bit more of the program that I use to get myself out of the rat race, go ahead and click the link in the description box below. And if you found this video helpful, go ahead and share it with your friends, families, and loved ones, because in today's age, knowledge is key. And again, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Julius, aka the Digital Ninja. I'll see you guys in the next one. Laters.
To poop, Daddy. I mean, to poop.
Yes.